All right, what is up, everybody? Shadow Scout 0013 here, reporting in for another list build. I'm going to go over a few different skirmish lists with possibly the battle force and some other things, just to kind of, do a few different lists ideas. I haven't done rebels in a little bit, and I feel like now's a good time. And with the battle force already out, I can. I know I've gotten a request for Anakin in a 500 point list. I can definitely do that. I don't know about a battle force 500 point list just because the requirements needed, it's already hard enough to get really good activations in. Now, at Bark Speeder is fine. We can go over it and, you know, try it out. But I think you're better off just going with the regular 500 point, not even having to go with the battle force, unless you're just really interested in those cards, which benefit more so special forces and possibly some support, mostly special forces. But yeah, that's why I say it's really hard to do, a 500 point battle force for clones. But yeah. Okay, so let's get to a few, housekeeping things, a little few things to begin with. If you haven't already, go ahead and head to theBurnAcademy.com for $15 a month, getting you 12-week hypertrophy programs, weight loss programs, corrective exercise stuff, my personal workouts, at-home workouts, abs and core, all of the things, basically coaching videos, example meal plan, tracking your progress, everything needed basically to just maintain healthy lifestyle. It's good, helps you play Legion a little bit longer on your feet, and yeah, keeps you strong. And then head on over to the Discord channel and feel free to just go ahead and start talking. Just do something. Feel free, because we've done a lot. I had an Empire list last night that I was going to post, but I wanted to try playing it out on TTS, and I wound up doing it, and I can kind of talk about it a little bit. But yeah, it was great. I played against I forgot his name basically, but yeah, he was really good, really cool guy, and I think he did a really good job. He played basically the Blizzard, not the Blizzard Force, sorry, the Blizzard Force with Empire, and he did, you know, Commander Vader with an ATST. Well, Commander Vader basically had, I'll kind of just actually show you. I kind of remember it, and then I'll kind of go over mine. I'll show you mine in a bit, but just real fast. I know it was a very, very fun game, and I can basically remember everything he had on there. And then Commander Vader. Ooh. And Vigilance, and then Burst of Speed, Force Push, all the good standard stuff. He had the two heavies. I think he had basically this one and that one. Two of those, possibly. I think maybe he had the T-21 as well. No. I was right. Yep, just this guy. And then a naked few snows. I think we had two of those. And then he had some E-webs with the barrage generator. So one more snow for 9 activations. And it was cool. I liked it. It's really slow though. And with hostage exchange, there's a few different things that we would need to do. We'd have to get the ATST in a little bit closer. So he kind of played the ATST in the middle, which he did good. He kept walking it forward, which is perfect. I think because I was running away with the hostage. I just think that unless with all of this, unless you're getting that ATST in as fast as possible and trying to do what they can close range, then it's not going to be as beneficial with General Weiss, because there were a lot of surges that went away. And it was insane. I had Agent Callus, and he was out in the open basically. And the ATST decided to aim and fire with, I think, the twin light and his regular gun. I rolled, I think, 6 dice and got no damage. It was insane. It was like he was in the middle of a little fire pit and didn't get hit, just in a fetal position. And then Vader, he got in, he did a little bit of damage, but he was very slowed. He was slowed down a lot. And then it's just, mine was a lot more maneuverable. than his. And with what I've got, I infiltrated quite a bit. So I'll show you. My list was basically kind of off of the Gen Con, but a little bit changed. I went with Agent Callus. I went with Iden Versio. And with my Agent Callus, I didn't have improvised orders. I had Vigilance, which didn't do anything. So I'm changing that. I kept Tenacity just in case, because if he does have to get in close range for melee, then I want him to be good in melee. I had Iden Versio, and I went with offensive push, situational, and the repeater. And she did really, really well with ID10 as with her. Inferno Squad, I didn't have Hunter. I just had the emergency transponder on them and situational awareness on them. I had the IRG with recon intel, the electro staff guard, and tenacity instead of the death troopers, but I'm changing up that list a little bit to kind of do some other things. I had the strike team. I had Boba Fett with all of this, and then exact shore troopers and the DTF. That was basically my list, and there was a lot to deal with. I mean, you have Iden to deal with, you have Agent Callus to deal with, you've got Boba Fett to deal with, you've got Death Troopers, Inferno Squad. There's so many kind of good threats in this, and I mean, I had the IRG just in case any melee stuff. So I had Callus and the IRG for melee. I had Iden Versio, Inferno Squad, and the strike team to kind of stay in the flanking position and just get in, cut off the hostage unit, which I pretty much did and was able to snipe down the last guy. Iden got in. She had a ton of suppression on her. She had 5 suppression on her at the end of the round. And at the beginning of the round, he played the unrelenting fire, which is you're not allowed to remove more than 1 suppression on a unit. And I played her 2-pip, which allows her to recover as soon as she activates, which apparently you can, the recover action that she got from her card takes place before the rally point. So she was not panicking. She was able to take off all of that, regenerate her shield. She had already claimed the hostage, and then she just started hightailing it. And she did so wonderful. It was this, I'm absolutely in love with this list, and I'll probably play it again at some point, maybe a different variation, but with the amount of threats that, Boba Fett, the IRG had, the Inferno Squad, Iden, and Callus all playing their part was perfect. And then I'm telling you, the fact that, you can play ISB investigation is insane. So I knew that he was going to wind up playing. He played Implacable, and I played this one. I was hoping to stop Implacable for him to not get in quite as much. But since he had already played it, I declared his 3 pips. So he couldn't play Demoralize, or basically, the Vader's 3-pip where he gets Demoralize 3, and as soon as he activates, everyone basically gains 3 suppression tokens. So I stopped him from being able to play that next turn because I figured he might have that since he didn't start with Vader's 3-pip that gives him 2 surge tokens. Anyway, definitely helped prevent me from slowing down my units and only getting 1 action or panicking. So he had a really good list. I think I was just able to outmaneuver him in different ways. Okay, with that all being said, hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed that. And it wasn't crazy long or anything, but yeah, we'll go ahead and get started with Rebels. So I'm very, very sorry. I just thought that was a really good game. And if anyone does want to play again, let me know. And I totally forgot the dude's name. And yeah, he was really cool. But yeah, whoever plays, I'll give a shout out and kind of let you guys kind of know. All right, let's go with the Battle Force, the Echo-based defenders. So we have to have a support. We have to have at least 3 core, and we have to have commander. So with the support for 500 points, if we look at the objectives, let's just kind of take a look at those. It's elimination. So you're just looking to basically attrition. You're just basically looking at that. Pivotal positions, basically, it's the intercept the transmissions in a way. You're placing an objective token in the center closest, and then starting with the blue player, you both get to place another piece of terrain, or sorry, not intercept transmissions, key positions, basically. Breach is kind of like breakthrough, and then control is basically king the hill. So you're trying to either maintain, get across, and a bunch of other stuff. So, okay, if you're looking at the, sorry, I'm all over the place with this one. you might have some luck with the FD laser cannon, especially with the command cards of where'd you go? Hold at any cost, where you're giving out the standby tokens. The only problem is that they can't move. So if it's key positions, or not key positions, but either control or pivotal positions, this has to be outside of the deployment zone. So your FD laser cannon is not going to do very much at all. Elimination, they might do something, but if someone's behind cover the whole time, because all they have to do is just stay there and maybe shoot anyone who comes by, then they're getting lucky with that. Breach, all they got to do is just move and get through. They can't, the FD laser cannons can't do any of that. And then with control, they're already not going to be able to move onto a place or onto the terrain. So you actually have to probably use something else other than the FD laser cannon for your skirmish games, in my opinion. I would just go with Tauntauns. And to make this really, really fun, I would go ahead and give them tenacity. And let's go with 3 of them. We won't be able to fit in 4, depending on what you do, but I also wanted to go with Leia. Just try that out. You know, with Leia, you can inspire all of those suppression tokens that Blizzard Force is going to be coming out with, because you're probably going to see that a lot in the meta, especially with the suppression, the just outright giving you suppression. Sharpshooter 2, which is pretty cool. Hopefully, you're not going to be able to use it much because she's only got range 1 to 2, and then take cover 2. So she's handing out dodges, taking away the suppression token. So she's doing really, really well. We have to have some core units. So there we go. We've got something. Now, we don't have enough for any more units. Everything else is going to be too expensive. So 511, see, and we can get rid of 12 points, but then you're just going to have naked, have 7 activations, and who knows how strong those activations are going to be. Now, yes, sure, get rid of the tenacities on all of the Tauntauns, and sure, 7 activations, but these are small units. I feel like, yes, you get 4 HP on each of these, so that's 8 health, but you're not shooting much at all. And then with this, you've got just 4 black dice surging. Sure, that's okay. 4 black dice surging, okay, at range 1 to 3, 1 to 3, range 1 to 2, 1 to 2. So this could be really, really good for close range and for melee, which this, skirmishes are. You're just really naked. But yeah, there you go. That's 7 activations with Leia being able to hand out some dodges and inspiring, while the Tauntauns just go forward and try to wreak havoc, hopefully while your veterans and your medium blaster are taking objectives and Leia's just supporting them, hopefully doing what she can to get them to do anything possible. So, all right. And let's clear that. Let's just kind of, well, actually, let's just take this off. Maybe we have 6 activations instead, and you decided to go ahead and kind of upgrade a little bit. And maybe we decided to keep tenacity on all of them, which is what we can do. Giving you another 3. That's still 11 more points that you can use whatever you want. And if you wanted, maybe keep vigilance on someone. And honestly, go with portable scanners. That's 500 points there. That's 6 activations, but at least you're doing a lot more. And you might not even need portable scanners because your Tauntaun riders might not even be anywhere near you. So honestly, if you wanted something else, you could probably go with that. If you wanted maybe electro binoculars on her, but you'd have to go down and point somewhere else. With the Rebel veterans, you could give them situational awareness. So that way, when you do give them a dodge from Leia, that they can at least cancel that. Or if they're given an order, they can still cancel that, giving you still 4 more points that you can use with whatever you want. Maybe you give the medium blaster the emergency transponder. So that way, if you have to move and do a standby after, so you didn't give it an order, it never got an order, and you had to pull it from the order pool. Maybe you have to move it and you give it a standby. Those emergency transponders, maybe someone shoots at you, you get that extra dodge, or maybe someone activates your standby and you get to get that free aim. Because yeah, it's whenever you need it. And as far as I know, it's if you were just activated when you were activated, when you activate, if you were activated. So when you're, I don't know if standby is going to count or not. So correct me on that one, but at least you could, have that free aim. You don't even have to have it on them. Maybe you wanted to get those 4 points to maybe one of the Tauntaun riders. That's also fine. But that's Leia and some Tauntauns. If we were to kind of look at a Another skirmish Blizzard Force, or not Blizzard Force, Echo Base Defenders. I don't know why I keep doing that. And we just, yeah, sure. Let's go with that FD laser cannon just for the mere fact that it is going to be able to shoot long range. It's going to be your sniper, even though because you just have to have a support unit. So let's go with a laser cannon just in the back to kind of see how it works. We're going to have your rebel veterans. And for now, let's go with Han. Why not? He's not going to be the best support person, but he's got some stuff that you can do. And maybe we go with Chewie. So you have these guys. Let's go with Vigilance. Why not? Or lead by example would also be pretty good. I feel like that might be better because you're not giving out dodges like crazy. Yes, you're going to be getting a dodge. You might hold on to it. You might not. So that's possible. Maybe strict orders might be better for the mere fact that when you give out those orders to everybody, basically the rebel vets, the medium blaster, and the laser team from, your hold at any cost, where your friendly core units are gaining stuff and your friendly emplacement troopers gain a standby. So at least these guys are going to gain a standby and an aim, and then at least your rebel veterans are going to get an aim and a dodge. So vigilance could be okay, but it just depends. You're not giving out, you're not rallying people, I should say. You're not inspiring anybody. So maybe strict orders would be okay to have. Is just kind of up to you. Improvised orders also wouldn't be that bad because of how many different types of units that you do have at the moment. So maybe we go with that one. And situational awareness, I usually bring on almost everybody who I need to survive for the mere fact that it's an easy way and he's getting dodges already. So with the fact that if they get a dodge for free, I'm putting situational awareness on them, especially if there's a way to do it, for the mere fact that if they're going to be able to get a free dodge without having to take that dodge action, I want them to be even safer. And I know it's an extra 2 points, but sometimes that 2 points, if only one crit's going through and I have a dodge, then I'm definitely going to be able to use that dodge. Because even if a crit goes through and it's pierce 1 and I still have that dodge because I can cancel crits, then I'm not getting pierced, even though I have a dodge. Now, if it's high velocity, you're screwed there, but yeah. Now, Chewbacca, let's give him something. Let's go ahead and give him tenacity. And now, okay, so if you didn't want situational awareness on him, maybe you don't want situational awareness on him and you go with up close and personal, especially with Gunslinger. That's going to give him a few extra dodges. He can't spend them to do crits, or he can't spend them to cancel crits, but yeah, I guess he can do what he can. And then Chewbacca, he is rolling 4 dice at range 1 to 3. You're probably going to be getting some hits with the red dice, so you probably don't even really need any of the gear stuff. Protector would be awesome because, again, you don't have situational awareness on him, so maybe Protector with Chewie would go a little bit longer way. Let's go ahead and get that extra heavy on there. And then let's see what else we could do. We can get 7 activations with a laser cannon, the 2 different full rebel veteran units, the 2 medium blasters, Chewbacca and Han. Now there's 1 extra point that we have to kind of get rid of. And where we would do that, I'd probably just get rid of the barrage generator. Honestly, yeah. And then with Chewie, he's got scale, so you don't need anything crazy with him. Now with Han, if you did want on environmental gear, just to make sure that he's able to move and for the steady, since he doesn't have jump or anything, that would also be pretty good. That's 7 activations with Han, Chewie. I like this one. Now, this is a pretty good one. With Han and Chewie, with the command cards that you can possibly get, I would definitely go with Sorry About the Mess, because you really need that one. And then delaying tactics. At the end of the command phase, your opponent must choose one of their non-commander units that have a face-up order token, and if able, return it to their order pool. This would be great for Operative Maul. This would be great for, let's see. Yeah, anyone who winds up turning into an operative, or even the special forces that wind up getting an order go away. So it's a good one just to kind of, again, screw up someone's turn. So if you're really looking to screw someone's turn, Han Solo is the man to do it, if I would say. So I would go with delaying tactics. Reckless diversion is a possibility. The courage of the rebellion, I would definitely do for that recovery. So with the recovery, I mean, the barrage generator would be really, really good, but you're probably going to want to give those to someone who's probably closer, which might be either Han and Chewbacca. So that's a good possibility there. Notorious scoundrels, I would definitely take. And change of plans, I would take, even though you might be doing hold at any cost. Now, if you don't want notorious scoundrels, I don't know why I'm saying that. Take that away. Do change of plans 100%. Definitely go with change of plans as well as delaying tactics, because what you're doing is you only get 5 turns. So you've got 6 command cards. Okay. You've got, 7, I should say. And if you are screwing them up by either making them give an order back with delaying tactics or having to change their card completely, you're messing up the 5 turns they have to try and do what they need to do. So honestly, I think that this is perfect. I'd go with hold at any cost to make sure that you're giving your 2 medium blaster trooper and a standby and an aim, your laser cannon team with a standby and an aim, and then your rebel veterans will gain, no aim for the laser cannon, because hold at any cost, it says each friendly core unit gains an aim. So your medium blasters and your rebel veterans will gain that aim, and then the laser cannon will just have that standby, while the medium blasters also have the standby. This is awesome. I think this is a really good 700-point list to get things done. Now with Han Solo, it's Pierce 2 with his red die. So if there's no cover, or with that sharpshooter 1, he takes away that cover, you're getting rid of 2 people per unit that you shoot at, if you can get through all of it. And he surges to crit, low profile, steady, gunslinger, in close range. I feel like Han is a skirmish master if you're not trying to do a ton of melee. And then he does have his melee unit, Chewbacca, who can throw 5 red when injured. So yeah, I think this is a really, really good, wonderful list. I'll go ahead and save that one. Han and Chewie before taking off. All right. So let's kind of go over one more, okay? I know I've made this video pretty long, so I do apologize, but let's, try to give this a shot and see what happens. So we have our echo-based defenders. We've got our skirmish format. We have to bring one of these guys. So let's bring a Tauntaun Rider. Let's hook them up with tenacity. Let's just do another one for only 2 and see what we can do with that one. Now, again, I would go maybe with Leia for this one. And the reason being is because her 2-pip, which allows for 2 troopers to make a free speed 1 move, getting your Tauntaun Riders even closer to the enemy troopers, and then they could go. So talk about getting in on someone. That No Time for Sorrows is the best thing to do. Now, when I had the list with the 3 Tauntauns and tenacity, No Time for Sorrows will go even longer. It won't go even better, because you're still only giving it to 2, but you're still going to be able to get in with the other 2, tie up some units so they can't really shoot the Tauntauns, the 3rd unit, and then go in with the 3rd unit and try to go after some other stuff, which would be really fantastic. And they surge anyway to both. And then they both, okay, so yeah, so they both get Ram. So you're going to have Ram 2. You have Agile 1, Relentless, Reposition, Sharpshooter, Unhindered. So it's going to be really nice when you take those moves to get those dodges and then Ram. Then we have to have our core. So obviously, let's try to go with, I like the medium trooper blaster, the Mark II, basically for fire support, and it's a really, really cheap unit, especially when you really need to get in there. So maybe we do go with some naked guys. That leaves us 50 more points, leaving us with a little bit more with the rebel officer, giving us 8 activations at 495. We do have 5 more points that we can use, which I highly probably would recommend. If anything, maybe going with situational awareness for both of the rebel veterans, which will leave you with one more point left. Or you might be able to go with vigilance, but again, you better hopefully be giving them those aims at the very end because they're probably going to be using them, but you never know. So vigilance would be good. If not, maybe you go with, sorry, maybe you go with improvised orders, which always does really, really well. Commanding presence would do really, really well with the Tauntaun Riders since they're going to be able to get really, really far. But in skirmish, they're not getting too far, I guess. Okay. Lead by example. You could probably go with the rebel officer because then they'd have, Inspire 3, and then Olea Organa would have Inspire 2, or you could give it to Leia, which she'd have Inspire 4, and then the rebel officer Inspire 1. It just kind of depends on how you want to, change them up. And or maybe you wanted to give the grenades. Maybe a rebel veteran get some grenades. But there you go. Now this is, just some random echo-based defender skirmish lists. I think 8 activations where you've got two Tauntaun riders, 2 Mark IIs, which, these are going to be good full units. Leia's a good full unit. Rebel officer's a good full unit. Your rebel veterans, I mean, even though there's only 4 of them and they might go pretty quick, who knows? But I think this is a really, really great mobile, not too mobile, but a good list that is going to be able to get to the back. It's going to be able to maintain the objectives, because if you can't go after the objectives, what's the point of the list, really? So with elimination, pivotal positions, breach, and control, I think this would actually be really fairly great because of the Tauntaun Riders. Definitely tying up as much people in melee while your other people go and do what they need to do. That's what I would do. Is kind of maybe use it as like a little distraction game. But all right, guys, that is it. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll come out with another one later. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time. And if anyone is interested in TTS, just let me know. I'm able to play sometimes, but in the general chat, if you want, just go to the TTS Gaming and click that and just, invite people. But that is it. Hopefully, you guys, I will see you in the next one where I go over probably some more stuff. If anyone's got any suggestions, just let me know down in the comments below. All right, guys, catch you later.